Hello everyone, welcome back to another top 10, and today we're doing the Wii. The Wii was like my childhood console. It kind of like moderately got me into games. Mostly I just played Mario at the time until I got into the whole Nintendo sphere when I was a teenager. Okay, so we'll just make a start with number 10, which is Wario Land Shake It, or the Shake Dimension here. Forgot to put out my Wario amiibo, but we'll have other chances for that. So there's going to be a lot of like the games from Good Feel on here. They were like putting in the work during the Wii era. Or maybe there's not. Maybe there's just one. I mean, I was thinking about the Wii U for Yoshi's Woolly World, but this game, it did like something that they put so much work into what this game was with the art style. I'd love to see them do it again with a 2D Mario game with the Mario art style. But yeah, it's I kind of just found myself going through the motions playing it, but it was good. It's a good 2D platformer. I wouldn't say it's the best Wario game, but it definitely is really, really solid. It just beat out Donkey Kong Country Returns. I'm sorry. As I've said before, like, as Donkey Kong Country series is like top tier quality games. I just never have gotten into them as much as other of the 2D platformers I've played. Then we have another Good Feel game with Kirby's Epic Yarn. I kind of wish I could have put this higher because it is such a gorgeous game. I still don't know whether I prefer like the soundtrack and aesthetic to Yoshi's Woolly World. But yeah, it's like, and with all like the level themes, especially with like the more like seasonal themes, they do it so well. And I haven't played it in a long time, but I still do just hear about it all the time. It's just like such a huge game like that in terms of like nostalgia and everything. Then we have got Animal Crossing City Folk, or Into the City here. There's so much games on the Wii that have different names in the UK for some reason. I don't know. I unfortunately couldn't play as much of this game as I would have hoped. I really got into it a few years back, but then like my Wii Mote Plush just like gave in. For some reason I have a really bad history with like Wii Motes just going off on me, so, but yeah. It's probably like the third Animal Crossing game I've gone into the most. It's like, as much as I think Wild World is lovely, and I think the GameCube one is such a charming game, I never really got into them. I just played them like occasionally. I do think Wild World is like super nostalgic. I kind of mentioned like I didn't say too much about it because it's going to be on the DS video maybe, but yeah, so I'm not going to start talking about Wild World. Just cancel that thought. I'll talk about it later. Just going to say it's nostalgic. City Folk it's like a kind of like this, like, maybe like a remake-ish, but it's like a new game, but it takes a lot of its assets. And I think actually, in terms of how the gameplay is, I would say it's probably better, to be honest. Just like Wild World kind of has that nostalgia factor over it, so. But yeah, I think honestly, it's probably, in terms of like classic Animal Crossing, the most solid one. I do think New Leaf modernizes it very well. It's my favorite Animal Crossing game, New Leaf, but yeah, I would love to get back into playing a whole year's worth of Wild World again. Not Wild World, City Folk again, because it's so nice. It's an underrated one, for sure. Next up, we have another Kirby game, Kirby's Return to Dreamland. We got the main four. I don't have the, there's so much amiibo I don't have yet that I would have loved to display. Like, I don't have the Bandana D one that they made recently. I would love to get that soon. And I don't have the Galaxy Rosalina. I definitely would have used that instead. But yeah, what game is this? Kirby's Return to Dreamland. It's probably like, it's from like this really huge, great era of Kirby, I think, from like Return to Dreamland to Robobot was just such a vibe of an era. I think maybe, no, Planet Robobot's my favorite, but this is definitely a close, probably second favorite of that era. It's there's so much memorability about the game with the music and everything. It also brought oh my god, I'm about to say how great this character is. I can't even remember his name. Oh, the villain of the game. Anyway, oh my god, that's so embarrassing. He's like one of my favorite Kirby characters, and I forgot his name. It's just filming. It gets my mind all fuzzy, but yeah, everything about this game was so cool. Yeah, and just in terms of like the music and everything, it really is one of the most memorable Kirby games to me. Because like Kirby games in general kind of have like, they're all solid, but they're never really like super, I don't want to say not memorable, but like I do have trouble remembering each Kirby game more than I do Mario and Zelda games. But this one's definitely one of the most memorable. It's so good. No offense to Kirby. I mean, I love the Kirby games, but yeah, you can tell I love Kirby. It's funny because Kirby as a series is like, it's not really my favorite. I do prefer, like, as I say, I think Mario has like a lot more legacy games, Mario and Zelda games, and Metroid, and yeah, stuff like that. But Kirby is just like, I think Dan from Game Grumps said it best. Like, it's not anyone's favorite game, but it's not really trying to be. It's just trying to be really fun. I got into a bit of a tangent there, but again, I do love Kirby. It's probably even though it's not my favorite series, it's probably the character I have the most stuff off, as you've probably seen if you've watched a few of my stuff in the past. Anyway, sorry for that tangent. It's probably taken up a bit more minutes than I would have hoped for. I'm trying to keep them short, because usually I ramble too much and then the video's gone for hours, but I've been doing better with that recently. Okay. So that was number 7. Number 6 is Skyward Sword. Again, another amiibo I would love to have is a Skyward Sword amiibo with a Loftwing, but don't have it yet. I kind of should have just kept collecting amiibo. I kind of had a phase where I just stopped. And I got back into it in recent years. But yeah, Skyward Sword. Very controversial game. Oh, I do have this little badge. I wish I had more like memorabilia and stuff in the games I like. But anyway, we'll work on that. I just don't have any money. Skyward Sword is... it's my least favorite 3D Zelda, probably. I mean, I probably would play it over the open world games, not gonna lie. I'm not like one of those Zelda fans who hate the open world games. They're just not really my favorites. I do prefer the more linear games like Skyward Sword. But so in terms of like linear open world Zeldas, Skyward Sword's my least favorite. As much as I think it's really cool, as much as I think the story is really great. I mean, you know, if you know much about Skyward Sword, you know that the story is a big part of what makes it so good. Honestly, I mean, I know you have to backtrack a lot. That really doesn't bother me as much as it does for everyone else. All the characters are really good. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, it's a 3D Zelda game, so it is going to be good. Really good. And yeah. Yeah, it's just, again, it's a legacy game, and it was an honor to play it. Hopefully I don't sound too pompous there. So we'll just move on to our top 5. This is going to be a controversial one, maybe, if anyone gives a... I don't want to swear in my ASMR videos, I'm not really talking very quietly, but yeah. Number 5 is Mario Party 8. Mostly, and this is probably nostalgia bias, because it is a childhood game, but it's my favorite Mario Party. It's probably on my top 100 games. It's so fun. I know like the other Mario games probably have some of the other Mario Party games probably have better story modes, and I don't know, I've always loved the maps. I think the maps are so unique to this entire series. They're the most memorable, and I know they have a lot of like janky moments with like a lot of like the side modes and a lot of the mini games being these weird like realistic or suburban areas. It's really weird, but or like in the street, in the alleyway of a street for some reason, but I don't know, it's kind of the charm. I've always loved the theme of like it being like a carnival or like a show. It always reminds me of summer, because I live in the countryside in Scotland, so we get a lot of like that type of thing in summertime. So it does remind me of the summertime. Also, I played it in the summertime a lot growing up. I really loved it. And I also I like the host as well. I think I really wish they would have kept MC Ballyhoo, because he actually feels like he was made to be the host of like a party. He's like a TV host, but also like he is someone you'd imagine like hosting a carnival too. It's kind of fun. But yeah, Mario Party 8 is really good. I would recommend it if you haven't. I don't know why I just said that for that game. I don't know why I would recommend all the games on my top 10, so I don't know why I just singled that one out. Okay, number 4, we have Super Paper Mario. Again, I don't know why where all the boxes for the Wii went. If I did have more of them, I would have put them out like I did for the Wii U. The reasons I didn't put the boxes out for some of my other videos is because I played them digitally, because it was all older games, so I played it on Virtual Console and stuff. But I do think I have the box for most of these games. I don't know. Not for like some of them I did play on Virtual Console, but yeah, or like in remakes later on. But yeah, Super Paper Mario. I know it's controversial still to this day. It's a controversial game, but it really, I mean, it genuinely makes me emotional. That game, they did such a good job with it, and just like the storytelling and the writing, and oh my god, the music in this game is so good too. Yeah, there's like not really much other stuff like it in Mario games with the characters and everything. Maybe there is. I don't know. Maybe I'm not cutting it enough slack. I mean, it is one of my favorite series. There probably is that, like, again, in like some of the RPGs, but this one just stands out. It takes everything to the max in that department, and I love it for it. The gameplay, I think, it's probably the most controversial part of the game is the gameplay. A lot of people think it's kind of just lifeless and boring. I don't know. I find it quite engaging personally. I know it can be a bit easy, and maybe there's not really as much skill to it, and they could have maybe incorporated a bit more RPG aspects. I don't know. I enjoyed the exploration and stuff. It did feel like that's the thing about Super Paper Mario. Even though it's so different to the rest of the games, it feels more like a Paper Mario game than the modern ones. Not to start a big fight with that, I'm just saying. But yeah, it's a really lovely game. It's very there's definitely nothing else like it, I don't think. Okay. Then at number 3, we've got Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. Probably, it's my least favorite Metroid Prime. Well, no, it was my least favorite Metroid Prime game of the main games until Prime 4 came. And another thing I don't really want to get into too much. But it's still so good. I mean, the mission system, like going back and forth, wasn't my favorite, but I did still think all the areas were super good, and especially the Sky Town is probably one of my favorite areas in the series. And you know, the way all the stuff they do with Samus's character, like how well they subtly write up a character arc for Samus. Yeah, and just all the emotional beats of the story is really good. Yeah, it's really it's probably it's the most cinematic, like, or at least it was the most cinematic Metro game, but it did it the best, I think. Yeah. Also, had a really good ending to the series villain. It's just a really good. It's a really good ending to the trilogy. I especially love like the end credits where it's like happier than the rest of the series' music. Yeah, it's fitting. It's nice. It's close to being just as on par as the other Metroid Prime games, at least in the trilogy. It's really good. Okay, next up we've got Super Mario Galaxy, and I'll just lump in Super Mario Galaxy 2, to be honest. Because I don't really want to, like, I want to have as much variety in my top 10s as I can, and Mario Galaxy 2 is basically like glorified DLC. I'm sorry, another debate I'm not going to get into. But yeah, I mean, it just is. I mean, it's Super Mario Galaxy. You got to give it some credit and put it quite high. It's it's just that game. It really is. Um, just the scope, how gorgeous everything is, the music. It's brilliant, honestly. I think there's a few Mario games I like more. It's not my favorite Mario game, but it's really good. Um, Sorry, I feel like I keep saying things aren't my favorite. Like I really do love all of these games a lot, especially from like the top five and stuff. But it's just yeah, it is what it is. The number one's like definitely a fave, so it's fine. But yeah, I do love all these games. Yeah, I think there's like not really much I can say about Galaxy that I haven't already said, and I'm probably gonna, well, not probably, I'm gonna bring it up again when I do my top 10 Mario list, or I feel like it's gonna probably most likely be a top 20 Mario list. But yeah, Mario Galaxy number 2, and Mario Galaxy 2 on there as well. I actually do think the music's better, but in Galaxy 1 the story's better, so kind of, and the gameplay is probably better in Mario Galaxy 2, but like together they make perfect game. And so I am a sucker for like combining things to make more space, but like I feel like there's credence for it here. Okay, number 1 we have got. Oh no, sorry, I was gonna do all my mentions. Oh my god, can I make a coherent list for once? So yeah, I'm so sorry. I really wish I could have put in some of the Wii titled games like Wii Sports, Wii Sports Resort, also Wii Music, which a lot of people hate. I loved that game growing up. It was such a cool creative outlet. Like I used to want to be a pop star growing up, so I used to pretend they were my albums. It was so good. Just in terms of playing it today, I think I've got more out of the games on the I put on the list. And there's also, again, I mentioned Donkey Kong Country Returns earlier, so sorry about that. I know it's probably like it should be on the list, but yeah, as I say, Donkey Kong, as much as I respect the series, it's not my favorite. I do enjoy it though. I also want to give a shout out to a few games I haven't played. I have like set aside like the DS list because there's just too much games I haven't played. Maybe I'll just make it anyway because a lot of the games I want to shout out I probably won't be playing for a while. But yeah, if I have played because like I feel like if I had played the other games it probably wouldn't have mattered. My list probably wouldn't have changed. Maybe it would, I don't know. But one game I definitely would have put on the top 5 would have been Ike's game, Radiant Dawn. I watched a walkthrough for it and oh my god, it just looks like one of the best Fire Emblem games. The story is so good. I really wish I could play it. Nintendo, if you're ever bored, please just consider putting this on the Switch, please. There's also the last story on Pandora's Tower. I'd love to play one day. Again, put that on the Switch. Why not? Let me play these games without spending hundreds of pounds. And then there's Sin and Punishment Star Successor. I do have that game. I just I need to like replace some stuff to be able to play Wii games, so it's kind of and I've got other stuff on my backlog I want to play first. Pokepark. Another game. I do have like the first Pokepark game again. Can't really play it right now, unfortunately. I don't know if I would put it on the list, but still, it looks like a good time. And what else was there? Turns and really, I left a few things out of my last list. I'm really trying my best to make sure I get them all. No, I think that's everything. I probably will just forget another thing, but it's fine. I can always shout out. Oh yeah, shout out to Brawl. I don't really put the Smash games on because I kind of hold Smash games to like a higher caliber. To be honest, I know that's a bit weird, but that's just how I do things. But yeah, Brawl was probably like, in terms of like content, my favorite. But I would just rather play Ultimate these days. But yeah, Brawl had Subspace Emissary, which will always set it apart from other Smash games. But yeah, sorry it's not on the list again. I kind of just like to focus on like the games that are in the Smash games. Anyway, we'll go to number 1, which is, of course... Did I put him on? I didn't. Hang on. Give me 1 minute. I don't cut things, so hang on. Give me 1 second to get him over. I can't believe I forgot him. Okay. Coming. It's so embarrassing. It's fine. I don't think anybody would watch these videos for, like, quality content. But yes, number 1 is Xenoblade. Of course, if you know me, you know I love Xenoblade. I was obsessed with this game when I first came across it. I love the story, and it still holds up really well every time I see it. I know there's a few. I know it's like, I think these days it's kind of like hit the Ocarina of Time type of thing, where like it used to be like the most popular game in the series. Like, people used to hate Xenoblade 2 and think Xenoblade 1 was like undeniably the best, but now everybody kind of thinks Xenoblade 1's the worst and Xenoblade 2's the best and Xenoblade 3 is like in the middle. I disagree with, to be honest, but there we are. No, Xenoblade 1 is still great, I think. The characters, I feel like I used to like, there's not really been a lot where I actually, in my head, I feel like I know the characters, but Xenoblade 1 was one of those things. And like all the story beats and like the voice acting and the way the characters kind of interacted with each other, kind of bounced off each other, it was so good. It was my favorite thing on planet Earth for a while. I know the whole series probably is, but like Xenoblade 1, when it was just Xenoblade 1 and like Xenoblade X was like disconnected. Yeah, I think my favorite now, I kind of like go back and forth in my head, but no, I think Xenoblade 3 is my favorite just because of all the themes it touches on and the characters' growth. You know, I feel like a lot of people give this game a bit of bad credit because the characters don't have as much arcs, but I don't think that's true, to be honest. Especially with, like, I think Shulk's one of the best protagonists of all time. The way he goes through the story and changes along with the villain and everything. It's, yeah. I could ramble for hours about Xenoblade. It's so good. I mean, just all Xenoblades, but Xenoblade 1. Yeah. Also, I kind of feel like in terms of battling, it's probably the battle of music's probably still remains my favorite, but the emotional music, as good as it is in Xenoblade 1, the emotional music's my favorite in Xenoblade 2. And then just like a good mix of the two of them in 3. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about that. I don't know why I got into that. But yeah, Xenoblade 1 is undoubtedly my favorite Wii game. Okay, well, thank you for that. I will see you next time. I think I'm gonna either do 3DS games or NES games or GBA games next. So thank you very much. Goodbye.